Today I have a birthday card, and you can see here the embossed textured top I have, and that's using a special embossing folder. So here's the front, here's the inside, and if you're interested in learning how to make this card, stay tuned. Today I will be using this really fun birthday words embossing folder, and you can use this as is or you can use it in pieces, so you can just cut out the words you want to use and put them on your card or project. So we've got happy birthday, magic, make a wish, party, yay, gifts, fun, surprise, sing, cake, celebrate, and balloons. So lots of words to choose from there. Now I also have this 3-pack inside outside greetings dazzles, and these have some birthday greetings. They have some thinking of you, love you, sympathy, so a little bit of everything, and you're getting gold, white, and black of the same greetings, so you can really mix and match and kind of use these on several different projects if you like. Then we have the Robin's Red paper pack, and this is one of my favorite classic paper packs. It is double-sided. These are the 6 designs, and then I'll just flip these over and show you the backs. So it's got a gray, cream, red, and teal motif, which is really pretty. So and that's the Robin's Red paper pack. And with that, let's get started on the project. Okay, so I have my embosser machine right here. Now paperwishes.com doesn't carry this exact one any longer, but they do carry the Teresa Collins Cut and Emboss embossing and die cutting machine, which is almost the exact same dimensions, and it does pretty much the same kind of thing. It's an electronic die cutting and embossing machine, so I highly recommend it. Alright, so I've got my white cardstock here. It fits exactly, well, not exactly, it's a little bit bigger than my embossing folder. But here's a little tip when you're using embossing folders. I like to have a little water mister that I just lightly spray the front and back of my cardstock before I run it through an embossing folder. And you can make your own little mister by using a used up bottle of some sort of spray. Just wash it out and fill it with water. And when this is just slightly damp, you don't want to soak it. I put it in the embossing folder, and that helps the paper to mold to the design. So I've got my platforms here, D, C, then my embossing folder with the paper, and A on top. And if you're a regular viewer, you'll notice I got a new cutting platform. Well, it's also an embossing platform. But here's my old one. So, new and old. So yes, this one has been cut many times on both sides. It still works fine, but I decided to invest in a replacement platform just so it's nice and cuts very cleanly. And it's not too expensive, so I was happy about that. So I'm just going to insert my sandwich into my embosser, and it's going to accept it automatically. Alright, let's open this up, and let me give you a closer look. Alright, here you can see the design a little bit better, and look how nice and deep that embossing went. Here's the back side. Now, you probably wouldn't want to use the back side because everything's backwards, but you can do that on embossing folders that don't have words. So it's got a nice, deep, clear impression. And the reason that these little edges are a little bit wrinkly is because the paper has been manipulated inside the embossing folder. So it's going to have a little bit of a ruffly edge, and I simply just cut those edges off. So I'm going to trim this up, and then we'll move on. So I really like how this turned out, and I'm going to just make a wish stand out by coloring it with the Spectrum Noir pens. This is the reds set, And I'm going to use CR11. There it is, and the fine tip is on this end with a gray stripe. And I'm simply going to color in Make a Wish. And there it is. Now I want to remind you to keep a light touch and to keep a little tiny bit inside the edge of the letters, because the alcohol markers do tend to bleed a bit on cardstock. But if you keep just within the edge, you should be able to make a pretty neat edge there around the letters. So here is the finished embossed piece, and now I'm going to put together the card. Alright, so I matted this piece on the red pattern paper, and now I have my medium zots, which are a little bit bigger than the small ones, and I stuck the zot to the middle of my bow here and stuck it to my card. So these ends are loose right now, but I'm going to stick those down with my zips, and it's really easy to do. I'm going to place about an inch of zips going this way on the card, like that, and then I'll do another piece. There'll be 3 pieces for each end. So this will be just some added security at the end here. And piece number 3 will be going perpendicular to those pieces. So just kind of aim where my ribbon's going to end and then place my zips accordingly. Hopefully I get that right. Okay, so now I'm going to place my ribbon down. Now, you don't want to stretch your ribbon so tight and then place it down, because the zips will release over time if you do that. So just make sure it's like naturally flat, not stretched, and press down to your zips. There we go. Now I take an additional piece of zips, and you can use zips for this part, or you can use just regular Scotch tape or clear tape or double-sided tape. And I'm going to place it on my ribbon, and then just fold the ribbon end over, stick it to the back of the card, and there we go. Alright, now I'm going to do the same thing to this end and then trim off the excess. Okay, so what I've done is I've glued this matted piece onto my card, and I had covered my card with this red and teal pattern paper. So that all goes together nicely with the ribbon and the red and the blue. And now I'm going to add some red adhesive pearls, and these are available on paperwishes.com. I believe they're called red pearls, and they're 72 pieces, 3 different sizes, so they're just really handy to have. So I'm going to pick up the pearls with my craft knife here. I'm just going to use the medium ones, so if I get that on the tip, then it's easier to place. And I'm just going to go in the corner with 3 in a row. And then same thing on the bottom corner. It is covering some of the embossed words, but those are in white, so it's really not that noticeable. Just an accent for some shine and some dimension. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the inside of the card. So this white sheet is part of the 3-pack of Inside Outside Greetings Dazzles, and those are the black and the gold. But with the white, what I'm going to do is use my Spectrum Noir pens in the red set. And this is CR11. It's the same color as on the front here to color Make a Wish. I'm just going to color in this Happy Birthday. And then I'll just let that dry for a minute or two before I use it on the inside. Meanwhile, I will do just glue some of the Robin's Red paper to the inside of my card. Okay, so for the inside, I've just glued this strip of pattern paper across. This is about 2 1/4 inches thick. And then I placed my Happy Birthday, so you can see the place that I colored it in. I peeled that off, placed it on the stripe paper, and then cut a rectangle, and then from this end I just cut a V and matted it on that red pattern paper, glued it to here, and added the 3 red pearls. So you've got the red, and the teal, and the white all interacting, and the 3 pearls reflecting the motif on the front. And that is my card. So stay tuned for today's bundle, and I'll see you again next week. First in the bundle is the Birthday Words embossing folder, and here it is, and it's got a ton of different fun words on here, as you can see. And you can use this whole, or you can use bits and pieces of it if you want to cut out different specific words and use that on your project. You can also do that. Now here is the Robin's Red paper pack. Here's the packaging for it. So there's a scrapbook page idea and a card idea up here, and then there's a scrapbook spread, card front and inside, and some matching products and just images of the papers themselves, which we'll take a look at. So first we've got this beautiful gray flourish texture in the background with this border along the bottom, and this really pretty swirl over here. So it's teal, cream, and red. On the back of that is a teal stripe. Then we have teal and cream, really fine, kind of a swirl pattern. Almost looks like a tile pattern too. So it's just a really fun little elegant pattern there. And on the back, kind of a cream and white and ivory version. Then we have a red squares or diamonds pattern, and then gray and white dots. This is a really fun all over tile pattern with all of the colors used. Then red and white dots. Then we have the teal and cream or ivory and red. This is kind of a tile pattern as well. It's really pretty. I think this is one of my favorite patterns. Then we've got the tile pattern in red and the tile pattern in cream with the teal. And then on the back, a nice gray texture. So that's the Robin's Red paper pack. Now in the paper pack you will be getting 2 of each of these 12 by 12 sheets. And then finally we have these 3-pack Inside Outside Greetings Dazzles. And this comes with 3 of the same sheet of dazzles except in 3 different colors. We have the black, the white, and the gold. And here's an example of a project you might use that on the front. And then on the back we have some details on how to use these dazzles. And the cool thing is showing you how to color in the white dazzles. And you can also color the gold. A little bit harder to color the black unless you have like a metallic stays-on ink pad. But the white is really cool because you can get it to match anything you want by using some alcohol-based or permanent markers. And that's all on the back of this packaging there. So, oh, and I forgot to mention, they are, inside and outside. So some of the greetings have matching. So we have sending warm thoughts and thinking of you. So you could put this on the front, this on the inside, or vice versa. And that's true with most of the greetings on here. And there's quite a bit of a variety. So from birthday to sympathy to I love you to thinking of you and thank you and celebrate and more. So really something for everything in that pack. Alright, and that's it for today's bundle. Thank you so much for watching this week's episode of Simply Anne, and please join me again next week for another fun project.